Welcome to this step-by-step guide on how to use the new Joint Quality Improvement Framework for Early Learning and Childcare. In this session, we'll go through how to use the framework, why it's been introduced, and how it can support continuous improvement in your early learning and childcare setting. We'll look at what's new and how it supports your setting's self-evaluation and improvement. We'll look at what inspections will look like going forward and some practical tips to help get you started. The purpose of the Quality Improvement Framework is really to give us one national approach for evaluating quality in early learning and childcare. When your service is inspected, the inspectors use a national framework to look at how well your service is performing. But this same framework is also designed for you to use as a self-evaluation tool to help you measure how good your service is and identify where further development is needed. In the past, we used the two separate self-evaluation documents, How Good is Our Early Learning and Childcare from Education Scotland and the Care Inspectorate Quality Framework. Recently, the two have come together to create a joint single framework. So the purpose is to make things clearer, more consistent, and ultimately to support better outcomes for children and families through a shared understanding of quality. The shared framework ensures consistency and coherence in how early learning and childcare services are evaluated, especially during joint inspections. The framework is designed as a self-evaluation tool to help early learning and childcare settings reflect on their practice by identifying strengths and plan for improvement. It encourages a culture of continuous improvement across the sector. By working together, the Care Inspectorate and Education Scotland aim to reduce the duplication, streamline the processes, provide clearer expectations for providers, and enhance the quality of care and education through their shared expertise. The framework was piloted and refined based on feedback from over 1,200 practitioners and stakeholders. This collaborative development process helped ensure the framework is practical, proportionate, and meaningful for a wide range of services, including nurseries, childminders, and school-aged children. So what will change for using it in your setting? Your setting improvement plan would normally be based upon quality indicators from the previous two frameworks. Normally it would be from How Good is Our Early Learning and Childcare. So as an example, priority 1 from your improvement plan may be 3.1, ensuring wellbeing, equality and inclusion. So you might be familiar with the box that's shown here on the screen, which was one of the quality indicators from the How Good is Our Early Learning and Childcare framework. So within the separate improvement frameworks, you can see on the left an overview of the quality indicators from the Care Inspectorate, and on the right an overview of the quality indicators from Education Scotland. Now across both of these frameworks were a total of 28 quality indicators. So this table is taken from the new Quality Improvement Framework, and it shows the quality indicators for early learning and childcare across the 4 headings within the framework. So previously across the 2 frameworks we had 28 quality indicators, whereas now we have 11. What does this look like for us in practice, and how will we use it in our setting? So the process for self-evaluation won't change. Here we can see the self-evaluation process within the new Quality Improvement Framework remains the same as the previous frameworks. The expectation will remain the same in terms of self-evaluation and engaging with the framework to understand your setting's strengths and areas of improvement. It will just be the document in which you evaluate against that will change. And next year, your setting improvement plan will be based upon the new Quality Improvement Framework. So this has been designed to be a digital document for easy navigation, allowing you to quickly focus on the specific area you're working on. There is, however, a PDF version available for those who wish to have a hard copy. So here we can see the Quality Improvement Framework important information which will support practitioners' understanding of the new Quality Improvement Framework. Down here we can see the different quality indicators for the different services. It's important to remember that there are different quality indicators for different types of services, including childminders and school-aged children, so it's important to make sure that you select the version that applies to your service. So once you select the quality framework that you're looking for, I'm going to select the Early Learning and Childcare Quality Indicators. It takes you to a page where it shows you an overview of the quality indicators. Down the side we can see here are all the different links to each of the indicators. So once we click on whatever indicator you're focusing on, you can see here that each of these have their own page, which includes the themes, information about the indicator, illustrations of practice, and challenge questions at the bottom. The illustrations of practice give practical examples of what high quality practice can look like in different areas of the framework, so you can see how the indicators apply in real settings. They're not a checklist or something you have to copy exactly. Instead, they're designed to support professional reflection and discussion within your team. So really their purpose is to make the framework more meaningful and help translate the quality indicators into your everyday practice. Underneath the illustrations of practice, each of the quality indicators has a set of challenge questions. These are designed to help you reflect deeply on your practice. They support self-evaluation by encouraging professional dialogue, help identify strengths and areas of improvement. By focusing on the child's experiences and outcomes, these questions guide teams in planning meaningful improvements to ensure high quality care and learning. These questions can be answered as part of your self-evaluation. All inspections moving forward, whether that be single inspections or joint inspections, will be based upon the new Quality Improvement Framework. HMIE and Care Inspectorate will base their evaluations around the new quality indicators. So over the past year, the Care Inspectorate and Education Scotland have worked closely together to develop and refine the new Quality Improvement Framework ahead of its launch. As part of the process, they've delivered webinars for practitioners across Scotland to share the progress, gather feedback, and introduce the developments. The framework officially launched on the 18th of September 2025, and from the 22nd of September, all inspections carried out will be using the new Quality Improvement Framework. So that means if you're inspected with a single inspection or a joint inspection, their evaluations will now be based around the new quality indicators. During the webinars, they did make it very clear that they do not expect settings to be fully using the new Quality Improvement Framework and have all their self-evaluation in line with the new document. However, they advise that staff should be aware of it and settings should pick one quality indicator to begin with and focus on that. What they did share was that the self-evaluation will be used to inform the inspector's evaluations, so it's important to make sure that you're continuing to engage with self-evaluation. There will be a clear structure in place for both joint inspections and single inspections. This means that HMIE and Care Inspectorate will use the same overarching framework, but depending on the type of inspection, the focus and approach may differ slightly. On this slide, you can see how the structure works, outlining the process for joint inspections, where both organisations are involved, and for single inspections. This shared structure helps make the process more consistent and transparent for all services. A few final thoughts before we finish. There are different quality indicators for different services, so when you come to evaluate, ensure you're using the correct one. The quality indicators are broken down into 4 headings, and each indicator is broken down into themes. Each theme has an illustration of practice, which means they demonstrate very good practice and weak practice to help support your setting self-evaluation. And each of the quality indicators has a set of challenge questions to support reflection. The quality indicators will not be numbered like they were in How Good is Our Early Learning in Childcare, for example 2.1 or 3.2, as they want practitioners to be familiar with the language of the quality indicators rather than referring to the numbers. The inspections will still use a 6-point scale for their evaluations as shown on screen from 1 to 6. There will still be an 18-month gap between inspections, and the end of inspection feedback will be provided as well as a published report. I hope this has been useful and helped you understand a bit more about the new Quality Improvement Framework. You can find the links to the digital version, the downloadable PDF and the webinar recording if you'd like to explore it further.